Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we are going to do a two-player playthrough of Escape, Roll, and Write. So I backed this game kind of on a whim. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I don't have any cooperative roll and writes, so I decided, you know what? Let's get this. And I have to say I'm actually pretty impressed with it. That's assuming I'm doing the rules right. The rulebook isn't the greatest for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just how it's written. So if I do anything wrong, make sure to turn on your Klingon subtitles, and I'll also make a pinned comment for any rule errors that you or I see outside of editing. In this game, very similar to Escape itself, you're trying to collect a certain amount of gems and then escape out of the temple. What's different is you're each in your own temple, but you can sometimes work together on certain things, and I'll show you that during the playthrough. And instead of there being a timer for only 10 minutes, you have a certain amount of rounds. And you'll use dice and you'll use them to move across the different areas or different rooms in the temple, collecting different benefits, and then of course collecting gems. So let's go ahead and jump into setup and then start our playthrough. The first thing you'll want to do is decide your difficulty level. There is the normal difficulty and the harder difficulty, and you can tell because of this being red versus blue. I find the normal is good enough for now, so let's just leave it at that. We are going to play a two-player game, so at 2 players, in order for us to win, we need to collect a total of 15 gems. So I'm going to circle that 15. We have 8 rounds to do it. We also each have to get to the center of our temple, which is considered the exit. If we can do that within the 8 rounds, and you can see here, this is the 2-player, that's saying where we need the amount of rounds that we have to complete the game. These different tracks, you'll see how they work on the playthrough. Just know that this is the row that's important. If ever we collect enough of these symbols to get to this area on any of these tracks, we'll gain 1 gem. It's kind of weird because I put the gem way down here at the bottom, but with 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player, you have to get more of those in order to get the gem from completing these tracks. Down here, you'll be placing any dice that have the black mask, and then what will happen is each turn, they'll slowly move down, and then when they move off, you'll get them back to roll again. Each player will grab a temple sheet, and once again, there's normal difficulty. You can see it's blue versus this one, it's red. That's the harder difficulty. We're doing the normal. You can see here in these little boxes, that's what we need to use for symbols in order to move into that room, just like regular escape. And then we gain a one-time benefit here, so we'd gain an additional torch, and we'd mark that on the adventure sheet that we all share. And that's one of the ways that you can cooperate, because I can give a torch symbol, and if I don't use it, then that means the other player can use it while they're delving into their temple. Over here we have our treasure map, and what that's used for is whenever it's not your turn, the active player is going to be rolling dice, and they can give you some dice. Actually, they'll give it into a pool, and then anybody who's not the active player at the end of that active player's turn can draft 1 or 2 of those dice. Since we're only playing 2-player, basically it's I'm giving you the dice because there's only one other player. I will say I think this game would be even better at more players, but 2 players will at least let you see if this game is for you. As you use those dice when it's not your turn, you can try and complete these treasure maps. If you complete just this small area, you can get this benefit of an additional symbol, but if you complete the whole box, you can also gain a gem. However, if you decide when you finish this box that you're going to claim this reward, you can't later then try and get the gem. So once you decide to claim your reward, you cross out that entire treasure map, and that one is completed. We now get to decide which side of the temple we want to start at. This yellow player is going to start on this side. We don't have to choose which room. When we're rolling our dice and then we activate our dice, we can choose which room we want to first go into from this side. But then once we get into a room, you can only move to adjacent rooms. Our green player has chosen to start on this side of the map. There's a total of 10 dice in the game. If you're playing the normal game, you simply remove 2 from the game because those are used only in the harder difficulties. We now have our 8 dice. We're all set up on our boards. Let's start our playthrough. We're going to have our yellow player start first. The first thing that we did is crossed out round number 1. That's denoting what round we're in. And then the first step of your turn is to look to see if there's any black dice on here. If there is, they move to the next spot. And if they move off of this, then that means it goes into your dice pool that you're available to roll for your actions this turn. Let's now move to the dice rolling phase. We grab 2 dice at a time from that dice pool. Remember, our dice pool is 8 right now, and give them a roll. There are certain abilities that allow us to re-roll these dice, but right now we don't have it. So all we can do with these 2 dice is decide whether we want to keep them or if we want to give 1 or 2 or none of them to the common pool, essentially letting our green player use them for their treasure map. And remember, the most we can give them is 2. If you're playing with more players though, just think you could have up to 3 other players that could be drafting dice from that, so you could put up to 8 dice there. And by 8, I mean 6, because there's only 3 other players. If you put 6 dice of the 8 that you're rolling, you'd only get to use 2, but then each one of them could draft 2 for their treasure maps. With that being said, I like both of these dice, so I think I'm going to keep them for the yellow player. Let's grab another 2 dice, give them a roll. We have our first black die. That will be placed right here, and now we will not have access to that die for the next 3 turns. I think I'm going to give this green die over to our green player. So I'm going to put it into the common pool and they can use it for their treasure maps. Okay, I'll roll these 2 up. Another black one. So now we have 2 black dice. Let's see. Do I want this? I might keep this one this time. And then let's see what we roll with our last one. Ooh. I think we'll keep the walker for this time, and the yellow face, we'll go ahead and give that, or the yellow mask, we'll go ahead and give that to our green player. Now we get to use our dice in any way that we see fit. We can also use any of the symbols that other players or we had generated in prior turns. The first thing I think we're going to do is use a walker and use a torch to move ourselves into this room. Once we do that, you can see this room has a question mark here. That means it's a wild. We get to gain 1 wild symbol. You're also going to see that this room is green. This is considered a special room. This is another way that you can cooperate. If I'm in this room and then any one of my team members is in this room, you can see how they're both green. We immediately will gain 2 of the gems from that room, and then we would each, and everyone actually, all players would have to cross out both of these rooms to say that no, we can no longer gain 2 gems from that room. Since we're the only one that's in this room, we don't get that benefit, but we do still get the one-time benefit of 1 wild symbol. We can either choose a key, a torch, or a yellow mask, which would just put them on here, and then we can use them to move across the temple itself, or we can get a re-roll symbol. You know how I'm rolling those 2 dice 2 at a time? If I roll those 2 and I don't like them, even if they have black masks, I can use that to re-roll them. So that's kind of nice. But I think I'm going to go for a symbol this time. I'm going to go for the the yellow mask symbol. I put a circle there to say that now we have this available to us. In a future turn, or heck, even during this turn, we can put an X in this to say that we've used it, and then we can use it to move across the board. And remember, one of the ways we can gain gems is by getting ourselves to here on all of these tracks. So gaining these symbols is always a good thing. I've used 2 out of the 4 of my dice. It just so happens I also rolled another walker and another torch. So I think I'm going to move into this room, which means I'm going to collect our first gem. But it does mean I'm not in this green room. So if our green player could have gotten into this room on their turn and I had stayed here, we could have gained 2 gems for that. But I'm only 1 room away, so we can find a way. 1 gem down, 14 to go. Our yellow player has used all of her dice that she can, so now our green player gets to use these 2 symbols on one of their treasure map. I can't use this green walker here and then the yellow sun maybe over here. I've got to use both on the same treasure map. And this one, what this does is it gives us a dash, a free move from one room to the next. We don't need the symbols that are there. That's super powerful, so I'm going to start here. I have those 2 symbols. Okay, that's going to end our turn. So now we're going to grab all 6 dice that were used for here, and we're going to be able to roll those up for our green player. Before doing that, of course, we'll have to move these 2 dice 1 face down, 2 more turns, and they'll be back for us to use. Let's roll up our dice. So our first 2, we have a gold mask and a key. I definitely think I'm going to give the gold mask to our yellow player, and we'll keep the key for ourselves. Let's roll our next 2. We have 2 gold masks. So many masks. Well, what the heck? We'll keep 1 mask and we'll give the other mask over to our yellow player. Okay, what I really need here, well, I don't even know what I need. Let's just roll them up. Okay, we're going to keep both of those. We have another mask and a walker. Well, this certainly isn't perfect, but I think I'm going to use the mask and the walker to move into this room. That means I'll gain a key, and I will circle the key right here, and then I'm going to immediately use the key along with the second key that I have here. So I have 2 total keys. And that's going to allow me to move into this room, which is going to give us our second gem. Great and all to get gems, but I'm not getting myself into those special rooms. And I have a gold mask that I'm not using at all. Our yellow player was given 2 of the masks. Let's go ahead and use them here. If I just get 1 walker, I could choose then to complete this treasure map and gain 1 yellow for us to use, gold mask. I always want to call it yellow. Or I could try and keep going, and if I complete this whole thing, I can also gain a gem. And that was it. That was the end of round 1. Nice and quick. Round 2, we'll cross that off. We'll slide these down, and our yellow player has 6 dice to roll. Let's start with these 2. Okay, we have a torch and a walker. We're definitely going to keep the torch. I have an idea. The walker, let's go ahead and give that to the common pool, so giving that to our green player. Let's roll up our next 2. Oh, they're both black masks. Okay, they're gone. We only have 2 more dice. Oh, another black mask. That's 3 black masks and 1 of the gold masks. I definitely think I'm going to keep this mask. With how terrible that roll was, I think the only thing we can do is move into this chamber, which will gain us another 1 of these gems, but we're not gaining any of the other symbols. Rolling 3 black masks definitely did not help. For our green player then, we only have 1 walker symbol. I could put it here, or I can maybe start one of these other treasure maps. I do think I'm going to do it here. I'm hoping to do this whole thing. So we've used the 1 die from in the common pool. That's going to end this turn. That means our green player will gain these 2 dice back, plus the 3 from before, so we have a total of 5 at least, and then these 3 move to here. Now you're going to see this. We can gain this essentially, there's a couple ways, but the easiest way is by completing one of the treasure maps. If we can gain this, what you can do is use this to be able to get all the black dice on 1 of these 3 faces. So if I had chosen this one, I could gain them all back, which would be awesome, but I don't have any of these, so I can't. We're now on to the green player's turn. Let's roll up. Okay, we got a gold mask and a walker. I'm going to give the walker to the common pool for sure, and I'll actually, do I want to I'm just going to give them both. I'm going to give both to the common pool. Maybe that's not a good idea, but we'll see. Okay, we gained 2 walkers. That's pretty simple. And our last one is another gold mask. Well, I'm going to fully admit I'm not doing great. But that's okay. I'm showing you how the game works, and sometimes luck isn't on your side. So I've got a gold mask and a walker. Let's move into this room where we'll claim 1 of the torches. We'll circle that to show that we have gained it. Then I'm going to use a torch and a gold mask. Because I've used both of those, you can see we have a gold mask and a torch here, so we'll gain another gold mask and move to this room. If I can gain myself 1 more of these gold masks, I'll gain a gem, which is good. I only have 3 and we're at the end of round 2 already. That's all the green player could do. We could not use this extra walker. It is what it is. For our yellow player, for our treasure maps, we can use another one of the yellow faces, and we'll use a green walker. We only need 1 more here, and we'll gain both a gold mask, and we'll gain another gem. And it's now back to the yellow player's turn. We're already at the start of round 3. I'm going to move these dice 1 farther down. Next round, we'll get those dice back. Our yellow player will now start rolling her dice, and she has a torch and a walker. Oh, I want both of those. I'm going to have her keep both of those. Second roll, we've got 2 keys. Let's give 1 key to our green player. No, what the heck? We're gonna give them both keys because I don't think I need a key. I'm really looking for a torch if I can. No, it's a walker. First thing we're going to do as the yellow player is use our gold mask, and we're going to use one of the walkers that we rolled to move into this room. That means we'll gain 1 of any type that we'd like. Let's go ahead and gain a key just because I like keys. Actually, the reason I'm doing that is because it'll help the green player potentially get into the other blue room, because that's where I'm planning on going. I'll then use these 2 dice to then move into this room. Now, there's no benefit for moving into this room, but I'm going to end my turn there, which means if we can get our green player to go into this room, we'll gain 2 gems. Our blue player has 2 keys here. Now, what we could do is just put 1 here, and all we need is the face and the torch, or I could use the 2 keys here. Oh, Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be whatever. I'm going to do just that one because I'd really like to get that dash. If we get a dash, it's super helpful. So I forewent using the other key. It's now the green player's turn, and he will have a total of 8 dice. Oh my gosh, so powerful. Let's see what we roll. Okay, perfect. I'm going to give 1 walking symbol to the yellow player and 1 to ourselves. That means for sure we're going to be able to move into that blue chamber, which will get us 2 gems. Then the rest is going to be all about what we want to do. 2 walkers. Well, it is what it is. I'll take them. Let's roll up our next 2. We have a gold face or a gold mask, and we have a torch. I'm not going to give any to the yellow player because the yellow player only needs a walker symbol to complete the treasure map. And we'll roll our last 2, and we have a walker and a key. We'll use that walker and key that we just rolled to move into this room. What that means is we have to cross out this and this on both of our sheets because we're in those corresponding rooms, and that's 2 beautiful gems. That means we are a third of the way there. Then what do you say we do 2 more rooms? We're going to use both of these to move into that exit room. That's going to give us one of those, hey, get all of our black dice, or I should say black mask dice from one of those areas and bring them back to our pool. And then we'll use these 2, another walker and a torch, to gain yet another gem. And we're only 1 space away from this orange room. That'll be at number 6 here and our first one of these. That's all we can do on the green player's side. On their yellow player's side, she can finish this. Awesome. So we're both going to gain a gold mask and another gem. And what's nice about that is we also will gain another gem because of where we are on the gold mask track. We've hit the 2-player spot. That means we'll gain the gem here. Now we can gain more yellow or gold masks until we get to this spot. No problem. We just don't gain any additional benefit for it. That'll end this 3rd round. We're now in the 4th round. Our yellow player will go next. We haven't gotten any of the reroll symbols. I'm actually kind of amazed, and we still don't have a ton of the black masks. Okay, we have a key and a gold mask. We definitely are giving the gold mask to our green player. That will mean they can complete their dash. We can gain the dash. We'll grab the key. Let's roll up our next 2. Oh, it was almost a black mask. We're going to keep both of these because, like I said, there's no reason to give another one to our second player. Okay, oh, there's a torch. That's what we were looking for. And our last 2. Okay, there's our first black mask. Our yellow player here, she had a pretty good roll. We've got a key and a torch. We are going to move into this room, gaining 1 of anything that we'd like. And I think we're going to grab a torch for one of our symbols. We'll then use a key and our walker die here to gain the reroll symbol finally. That means if I don't like a roll of 2 dice, I can pick them up and re-roll them, but I have to re-roll both dice. I can't keep 1 and just re-roll 1. And then I'm going to use this torch here, and we'll use the gold mask die that we rolled here to move into this room where we can gain 1 of any resource. I should mention it's one of these 4 resources. I can't grab the removing a black die or the dash. I wish I could, but I can't. I think of these 4, let's go ahead and do a torch because that'll also gain us another gem. We're at 9 gems. And that means we have 1 of each of those available to us. Our green player, and you guys, I missed this. I should have given the torch die, but I didn't. So it is what it is. I can complete this one here, but I'm still missing the torch to say that this treasure map is complete. That's a huge bummer. Okay, let's move to the next round. And actually, we're still in the same round. It's just the next turn. It's our green player's turn. She'll have 7 dice. We'll give our 2 dice a roll. Okay, we have a black die. Do I want to use the re-roll? It certainly can be worse, but if I have it, let's use it. Let's re-roll those 2 dice. Here's for no black masks. Oh, wait, we got 2 keys. I'll go ahead and give 1 key to the yellow player, and we will keep 1 as the green player. Let's roll up our second ones. Oh, we have a black mask, and we have another key. Let's give this key again to the yellow player. The yellow player can complete the key track, maybe. We'll roll these up. That's another black one. The good thing is, though, is I do have a walker, which I need. And our last die, we have another black symbol. That means we only have 2 dice to activate. That's ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this gold mask that we've earned here. plus the walker that we rolled. And you know what that means? First, we'll gain one of any resource type. What do you say we grab another key? What's nice about that is that just gained us another gem, our 10th gem for that. Not to mention, we're in the 2 orange rooms, which means 2 more gems. Heck yes. That puts us up to 12 already. Then we're going to use this torch here and the key that we rolled to gain 1 more torch, basically getting ourselves closer to this purple location. This means we'll have 2 keys and 1 torch at our disposal. We gave 2 keys to the yellow player, so let's cross both of those out, and that'll end this round. We'll move to round 5, move these down, and then our yellow player will use this to gain all of these 3 dice into her pool. So now she's rolling 7 dice for this round. Let's give our first 2 dice a roll. We've got 2 walkers. We're going to keep both of those, hoping we can roll a torch for our green player. Come on, torch. No, 2 more walkers. Oh my goodness. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. I'll give 1 walker just in case. Let's roll another 2. 3 walkers is going to be pretty much useless to us. A walker and a gold mask. Let's keep both of those. No, you know what? Let's keep both of those, and we're just going to hope beyond hope this is a torch. Torch. No, it's a key. Let's give that key. Yeah, let's give that key to the green player. What I was aiming for is this purple location, and I technically could still get there, I think. The first thing I'm going to do is this, and that's going to allow me to move into this chamber, gaining the key. That's our 3rd key that's available to us. I think I'm also going to use the 2 walkers here to move into this room and gain the reroll. We only need 1 more of those to gain a gem from that. But sadly, I think that's all we're going to do. So moving to our green player, I think we're going to use this walker and this key for this one. I might not even go for the gem. I might just go to get the claiming our dice back that's rolled black, the black masks. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll move to that green player's turn, gaining that die back. She has all 8 to roll. Let's roll our first 2. We've got 1 black mask. Let's just take it this time. We've got a walker. Let's give that walker to the yellow player. Let's grab our next 2, give them a roll. Okay, we have a key and we have a gold mask. Let's give the key to our yellow player and we'll take the gold mask. Here's our next 2 dice. We have a walker and a key. We have to keep those. And our last 2, we have another one of the black masks and a key. It looks like I'm foregoing purple. I'm going to do the walker and the key, gaining another reroll here. And then I've got nothing else that I can do. I was thinking I could use this key for something, but I guess not. We're just going to gain the reroll, and I think that's the only thing that we're going to do. Giving us the reroll, though, allows us to gain another gem. That's, 13? We just need 2 more gems. Our yellow player with these 2 dice can cross off this one and this one. All they need is a walker, and they can complete this whole treasure map, and that gains us another gem. We're now moving to round 6. We'll move these dice down, and it's now our yellow player's turn. She has 6 dice to roll. If we roll a torch, we know we're giving it to the green player. Okay, we rolled. You know what? I'm going to do a reroll on that. I have 2 of them available, so let's use this one. Let's try this again, shall we? And we get 2 walkers. Let's go ahead and just keep those 2. Let's roll up our next 2. Come on, torches. No, we've got a key and a gold mask. We'll keep both of those. And come on, torches. Oh, well, that one's a torch. This one is a gold mask. We're definitely going to put the torch in here, and we'll keep the gold mask. Nice. We have a gold mask and a walker to move here, and we gain a torch. Yay, torches. We have 2 torches. We're now going to use one of these keys, and we'll use this die as a second key to go into this room, and that's going to gain us a gem. We only need 1 more gem. We're then going to use this key, because I apparently decided to skip this one. We're going to use this key and this walker to move into this green room. Now, we don't gain the benefit again because we already gained it. So you can move into those rooms multiple times, but you only gain the benefit once. But now if I can get my green player over to that green spot, oh, you know what? We're actually going to gain our last gem this turn. I don't even think I need to do that. Regardless, this puts her 1 away from getting to the exit. I say that because we finally have the torch that we needed. So that means we'll gain the dash and another gem. 15th gem. So now all we have to do is get to the exit and 1 dash. It's now the green player's turn. We'll move this down. I think we have this in the bag. Of course I say that. And I roll that. Well, we'll keep both of those. Let's keep going. Oh, beautiful. That will work. And I have a torch available to us. Yeah, so I think we're good to go. We have a gold mask and a torch, and we have another gold mask and a walker, and that's going to allow us to move 2 rooms. We're now in the exit room. So our green player is in the right space. We'll move to that round 7, but I think we're going to be just fine, especially because we're going to gain these 2 dice. And actually, I don't even have to roll. I'm not even going to waste your time because I've got a free dash here. I can just use that. And our yellow player can dash to here, and that will mean we have our 15 gems and we exited before the end of round 8. Yes! There you have it. That was Escape, Roll, and Write on the normal mode. When you play on the advanced mode, not only are these maps different, but there's closed pathways, there's dice chambers, there's a Joker chamber lottery. I've never played. I don't know what happens, what's different. I'm looking here. This looks relatively the same. What's on the backside? What does it look like right here? Yeah, the rooms are definitely in different locations, and you can have pathways closing, which can make it more challenging. It looks like over here, yeah, this looks the same. So the treasure maps are the same. I love the treasure maps. You know, I've got to say, it's fun that even when it's not my turn, I care about what you're rolling because I might want those dice to complete some of these treasure maps. And I really want to try this with more than 2. I think it would be really good at more than 2. And if anybody has, let me know. Regardless, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next stop.